Bryan and Keo hanging out with you on 540 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com. The NBA playoffs are getting down to the good stuff. The first couple of rounds, you pretty much always know who's going to win and get through, Keo. There are certain exceptions, but by and large, we're waiting until the conference finals every year for things to really heat up. We've got Cavs Celtics, we've got Warriors Spurs, two outstanding matchups. Which one do you think is more compelling, Keo?
Well, if you would have asked me like when they were all about to start, I would have said Warriors Spurs. Mm-hmm. Because it's funny when you say that in most years most people are just waiting for the conference finals. I would say for most people this is one of those years where you're just like waiting for the NBA finals to start. So if you would have asked me like once the conference finals just had started a few days ago, I definitely would have said Warriors Spurs.
What makes Warriors Spurs compelling to you?
Well, what makes them compelling is that for the last 2 years, these have been the two best teams in the Western Conference, and that obviously the Spurs have been the model franchise. They've always the pinnacle of success, and the Warriors obviously with Steve Kerr running the show, they have been a consistently good team all this time.
And when we transition to look at the Eastern Conference with the Cavaliers and the Celtics, Game 1 was last night, and it wasn't much of a contest. Mm-hmm. Every time I watch LeBron James play basketball, Keo, it shocks me. He always does something incredible. Where do you stand on LeBron? Because he's one of the most polarizing guys in sports. What's your opinion of LeBron James?
Well, one thing, I definitely agree. He's definitely very polarizing because I know a lot of people that honestly cannot stand him, and literally it's just like I don't know what it is about him. It's just that he has such an intimidating figure, but he can also be really humble.
Right.
But I guess what it is, just like it seems like everyone's saying that there's at some point in time he's gonna slow down. His body is not gonna catch up, keep up. But every time I see him play, it's just like he's not slowing down at all. It just seems like every year he gets better and better. I would literally like describe him like fine wine. It's just like he just gets better with age.
For sure.
Yeah.
And he just keeps getting better. He surpassed the 50,000 playoff minute plateau.
That is crazy.
Last night, which is just insane.
Yeah.
So I think we're all kind of expecting it to be Cavaliers versus Warriors for the third consecutive year in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
They're different teams than they have been in the past years, though, Keo. Obviously, in 2015, when the Warriors won their first ring, the Cavaliers were playing without Kyrie Irving and without Kevin Love.
Yep.
Last year, the series really swung when Draymond Green got suspended for Game 5, and then the Cavaliers were able to take over, and they were both kind of at full strength. It was an unbelievable series. This year, the Warriors have added some pieces. The Cavaliers look to be at full strength, but are going at it with a different squad. If we're looking at that a week and a half now, Keo, which team do you think has the advantage going into the finals if it does indeed come to be Cavs versus Warriors?
Honestly, I can't really give you an answer.
I know.
It is. Because, like, literally, it's just like you have no idea what's going to happen. Because, obviously, the Cavs, they've added some pieces. And Darren Williams and Kyle Korver, both of whom are really starting to find their niche on this team.
Yep.
And the Warriors, obviously, Kevin Durant adds a big piece, but obviously they also while they do have some big men in Zaza Pachulia and JaVale McGee, I can't believe I'm saying this, they're not Andrew Bogut.
Right.
They are not.
Right, absolutely. One last thing before we hit a quick break. You mentioned Zaza. Was that a dirty play on Kawhi Leonard that hurt Kawhi in Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals?
Yes.
It was. Why do you think it was?
Because it was you could, from the replays I've seen these like a bunch of times. It clearly looks intentional, and the fact that the way he was moving away from the play, trying to make it look like it wasn't intentional, it makes it blatantly obvious that it was, and it just caused a whole uproar and for like the NBA media, you name it, everybody was talking about this.
Yeah.
In fact, people at the barbershop were talking about this probably.
For sure.
And now it's also got people thinking if he ever comes back, whether it's in the conference finals or the NBA finals, What if he tries to pull a stint like that against like LeBron or Kyrie or even Kevin Love?
Exactly. It's going to make things even more and more compelling over the next couple of rounds.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch. Thank you for hanging out with us today and all day long. It's Bryan and Keogh on 540 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.